Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Augita, and today I will give you some explanation about adverb and adverb phrase. Adverb is a kind of word that consists in a sentence sometimes that explain verb. Adverb can be several. There are adverbs that derive from adjectives such as that we usually add prefixly, such as suddenly, slowly, and so on. Basic adverb like then, yet, still, and so on. And also there are some form of adjective that same as adverb that same as adjective, such as early, fast, and hard. What is adverb phrase? Adverb phrase is basically a phrase that consists of two: the head and the head of an adjective and also a modifier. The modifier can be three. There are adjective, adverb, and adverbial. Next, the differences between adverb phrase and adjective phrase. Can you see these two sentences is explaining different word. Hard here in the first sentence, hard here is explaining the decision. What is hard? The decision that Ati faces. Next, in the second sentence, Ati struggles hard to make the decision. What is hard in here? The struggles of Ati to make the decision. Next, adjective modifier. Adjective modifier, I will give you some example of it. Sandy wears an amazingly bright dress. Amazingly here explain the bright dress. Bright here is an adjective that modify the adverb phrase. So usually the head is always placed in front of the adjective, but somehow there is some exception for enough word. I'll give you some example. Your dress is somehow pretty enough for a princess costume. Pretty here is an adjective and enough is an adverb. So only for enough, it is placed after the modifier. Next, let's move to adverb modifier. I'll give you some example of the sentence. The old building is quite surprisingly wide. Quite and surprisingly here is an adverb. They are adverb. But then surprisingly here is the head of the phrase, since quite is explaining what is quite. It is quite surprisingly wide. Okay, then next let's move to adverbial. Adverbials can modify a verb phrase, predicate, and also whole clause. But the adverbial role can be filled by a range of structures like adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, noun phrase, and subordinate clause. Adverb of phrase. She arrived just before the sun rose. Before the sun rose here is an adverb phrase, and just is explaining them. Just before the sun rose. Next, prepositional phrase. He takes care of a cat with an awful care. With an awful care here is a prepositional phrase, and they explain about how does he take care of a cat. Next, noun phrase. Noun phrase. For example, we arrive on the next day. On the next day here is explaining when we arrive. Next, subordinate clause. She loves him when he doesn't. When he doesn't here explain when does she loves him. So that's all for my explanation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.